Hello, everyone. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Hey, have you ever bumped into someone, or worse yet, someone bump into you, and maybe you had some coffee in your hand or something else, and it would spill on you, or maybe someone next to you, like whoops, whoops. Sometimes they say excuse me. Sometimes they're oblivious to what happened, and then often the one who bumped into you doesn't even care, and that's frustrating. Look at this coffee. Now realize we all have a cup of something in our hands or in our bodies at any given time. And obviously this hot coffee, it spills on someone, someone's going to get upset. I might get upset if it spills on me. And we're going to get that attitude because this is a negative thing. Now, what if you had decaf coffee? Would it mattered? I drink regular coffee, but what if it's decaf and hits someone? Now, deep down inside, we think our decaf or regular coffee is the best thing in the world, and everyone should be happy to have a little bit of whatever's in our cup. That's not always the case. Sometimes we have things in our cup that people don't appreciate, don't want, don't understand. It happens. Like, I don't understand why people put sugar in their coffee. Sure, it tastes a little sweet, tastes good for a while, but over the long term, it's going to kill you because of all that sweetener there. At least rot your teeth, if nothing else. Now, I understand some people like a little Bailey's or Kahlua in their coffee for that little pick me up, and understand there's a time and place for everything as long as it's in moderation. Too often in the world that we live in right now, we fill up our cup with negative thoughts, negative ideas, media, people around us tell us what should go in our cup, what should go in our body, what we should be thinking about. And more often than not, we lose our own vision, our own focus on what's important to us, what gives us our happiness, what makes us tick in the morning. Sure, I'll go back to the coffee. It's a great way to start the morning for me. Some people, believe it or not, like tea. Can you imagine tea? Yeah, I know. Like, look at this, a tea bag. See that? Some people like tea, and it's a preference. Which one's right, which one's wrong? When we have all this negativity inside of us and someone banks into us, whether on purpose or not, stuff spills out of our cup. And if we have those negative vibes in our cup, it's going to spill on someone else and they can get those negative vibes. If we have anger and hatred and any of those things in our cup and we think we're just holding it to ourselves, there's always bumps in the road. There's always someone going to challenge you or push you or shove you, inadvertently or not. And something's going to spill out of that cup. Is it going to be hatred? Maybe a chip on your shoulder, some anger? Sure, if someone spills my coffee or my beer, of course it's going to be a little bit angry for a minute. But is that anger going to linger on for a long period of time? Here's a problem a lot of us have is filling our cup with positive things. Filling that mug up. But besides the coffee, I think that's positive. But what about love and hope and compassion and a purpose in life? What about those things? What about strong relationships? What about the goodness of life? What about the flowers, the smell, the aromas, experiences that are positive? If we fill our cup with those great positive experiences, that hope, that love, that compassion, those kind of things, and if someone accidentally bumps into us, guess what spills out of the cup? We're pouring love, compassion on other people. We're pouring that positivity that someone may have not have felt or experienced in a long time. We're spilling that great experiences that you and we've had some great experiences. Sure, we've had some bad ones also, but why not keep the good ones in your cup? Understand whatever we're carrying around with us, whether it's a chip on our shoulder, that anger, or that love, it comes out. We can only put a facade up for so long. We can only pretend for a period of time. We can only fake it till we make it, till we get called out. If you're constantly putting positivity and good thoughts and surrounding yourself with the right kind of people, your cup should be overfloweth with those good vibes I'm talking about. I said coffee's good, but that's just a metaphor for the good stuff in your life. You might not have had the best upbringing. Your parents were still learning themselves how to be parents, and it might not have been an ideal childhood for you. Okay, I was fortunate, I had a really good childhood. I didn't realize it at the time till later on in life when I became an adult and noticed some people had broken childhoods, broken families. I didn't know. I didn't experience that. So, yeah, that's part of who you are. But we can't always live in the past. We lost a loved one. We got cheated out of promotion. We didn't get the job. We all have those stories, something similar. Oh, even multimillionaires, a lot of them had to fail several times to make it. So let's not look down on those that made it. They just kept going. They kept trying to knock the negative out of their cup and put some positive vibes of their own. If nothing else, people behind them supporting them. So why don't you and I just find those people that are going to love and support us unconditionally anyways and share that with others? See, that's another problem we have is we'll have something good and we'll hold on to it. We don't want to share. We don't want people to know what we know. For fear they might get the promotion. They may get the job. They may. And quite frankly, between you and I, they may. They just may. And I understand we don't always want to give all of our secrets to our success, at least not for free, right? At least not for free. But if you're constantly filling up your cup with that positive energy, constantly filling that cup with um, self development for yourself, you're constantly filling up that cup with people that care, you'll have more than enough success in your own life. And it doesn't have to be monetary. Success is not always money. Success is not always things. Success should be relationships. Do you have a child that actually loves you? Do you have parents that respect you? Do you have a bunch of friends? And a bunch of friends could be 3 or 4. That's okay, as long as they love you unconditionally and support whatever you're doing. Provided you're not a nincompoop or ninny or out there, but if you really have a decent vision, a good head on your shoulder, like my parents used to say, make sure you have a good head on your shoulder, son, and have that vision where people can buy into that you're doing the best you can do and that you have a focus to make things better. Aren't those the kind of people you want to follow? Those that have the good head on their shoulder, those that are at least attempting to do the right thing all the time, and those that aren't discouraged so easily. Yeah, you and I know we live in a society where fear is rampant everywhere, where we're often told we're not good enough, where we don't make the grade, where we need to act this way or say this or don't say the other thing. In some cases that's right, trying to be neutral, trying to be safe. But every now and then we have to stick to our goals. You gotta have those integrity. You gotta have those. You know what I'm talking about? Something inside. That's core values. You have to have those values, and not given to what the masses are telling you have to do. Stop listening to the media telling you how you have to act. Be respectful in all things. Be respectful in all things. Don't cause terror because you fill your cup up with terror and hate and those kind of things. Eventually, it's going to bump out onto someone else. And they're going to have that fear they never had before. Or maybe they had it and you increased it and made it worse. Now, what if someone has that fear and anger on them and you actually bump some kindness? Or you actually spill a little love on them? Hey, it may not change them, but it could put them on pause for a second. It could stop them in their tracks like, maybe I need to rethink this. And that's a good point too. As we have our cups, our mugs, our glass, whatever it is, and we just want to fill it up real quick with good things, it's okay to pause. It's okay to stop it and really think, do I want this in my cup or not? It might be something you believe really strongly, but is it so strongly that someone could misconstrue it as something else? So it's okay to have certain values, but maybe certain other things should go in your cup to make sure it always comes out positive. Now, the truth should never be hidden. We have truth, and your truth and my truth might be different from our perspectives. But whatever it is, make sure you're always, if someone smacks into you on purpose or not, whoops, something good's going to come out. They're going to say, hey, I'm glad I bumped into Joe Skoda today. I spilled his coffee, but we had a donut afterwards and life is good again. Whatever it is. Don't you want those kind of memories? Don't you want a sip of your own cup and be able to share with others and knowing you're all going to have that good experience? Whether it be coffee or it be tea, whatever it is, make sure there's a fine balance in your life. And it's okay to have a couple cups. Maybe different circumstances, different events happening, different, I don't know, phases of your life. We need to change our cups. Just make sure it's always positive. Fill it up with that kindness because we do not have enough kindness for most of us in our lives. So why don't you and I start it? Start a cup of the day. Start filling up. See how many good things you can put in there. But like I said, pause for a moment and make sure it's what you really want to represent. When someone does bump into you, whether they did it maliciously or not, make sure something good comes out on them. What do they say? You beat anger or fighting, or I don't know what the words are, but you fight it with kindness. You fight the enemy with kindness, with love, with compassion. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. We have to defend ourselves. Don't get me wrong. We do not need to be pushovers, but we don't need to react to everything all the time. Fight someone with kindness and fill your cup up with something positive. And don't be afraid to take chances. And if you have to drain your cup from time to time, if you have to take a couple scoops out so you put something else in, by all means do it. People should come around you because they want to. And when you're attracting the right kind of people, and you're only going to attract the right kind of people by being the right kind of person that attracts the right kind of people. Work on your self-development, meditate, pray, read the Bible, join a Toastmasters club. Just surround yourself with the right people who are going places and who really care. And you'll see the difference in your life. Fill your cup up reasonably because life's too short to have all that negative stuff pouring on other people that's going to affect us later on. So make sure day is the way you want it to be and live the life that God meant it to be. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda, and don't be afraid to take chances. Just fill your cup up with the right stuff. Have yourself a great day.